Hey guys, what's up? It's Looney TNT. So this video is going to be my opinion on why BFA Mythic Plus Dungeons failed. I love the Mythic Plus system. In Legion, I thought it was the best thing that they brought out in a real long time. I did Mythic Plus every single week. Until the end of the expansion. It was something that was great. I have no regrets on anything that they did for Mythic Plus and Legion. I was super pumped about it coming into BFA, but I think they completely went in the opposite direction of what they did in Legion. Now I'm going to tell you why I like Legion Dungeons, and then I'm going to explain why I dislike BFA Mythic Plus. So, the way that it felt in Legion was it was you versus the timer. Your job was, right when that gate opened, you were just trying to keep up with the tank, and he was pulling everything that he could, and you were trying to kill everything as fast as you could. It was a race. I love the speed of the Mythic Plus dungeons. It was something unique for whether you were playing a tank, healer, or DPS. You had those little milestones that you can kind of achieve. I remember the first thing that I ever wanted to do as a tank was I wanted to pull the entire the deck on Maw Souls right after you kill the second boss. You just sprint to the end and just pull everything and just hope you don't get feared. Hopefully those things you didn't get feared into the big ad. It was great. I love that. And then once you could do it on a certain level, you try to do it on the next and the next. And there was a lot of dungeons like that, just mass pulls, pull as much as you could. It felt great. I loved it as a tank. DPS was the same way. I loved going in there, having the tank pull 3-4 sets of ads and just deleting them. You felt powerful. You felt good. You felt like you're progressing up into the keys. It was just fantastic. I didn't get a chance to play healer a lot, so I can't really speak on that too much. But for tank and DPS, I had the funnest time. It was a fast-paced playstyle. That's what it was. And I didn't miss a week for the entire Legion. I did Mythic Plus every single week. Opened my chest every single week, and it was great. I was super pumped going into BFA. I thought, all right, we have this down. I'm sure there's going to be some improvements in some situations. It was the first time we ever had it. There was so much that could be improved to even make it even better than it was. I was pumped for it. We get into BFA, and I'll be honest, it just felt slow. And I think it was the designs. It was definitely the design of the dungeon and the mobs. And I guess an easy way to say it, I think the dungeons were just too hard. And not saying that I dislike hard content, because I do enjoy hard content. But for a dungeon scenario, a Mythic Plus dungeon scenario, the higher you get, the harder it should become. Not in Legion, or not in BFA. In BFA, you got Fortified and Tyrannical right at the level 2 key, which just did not feel good. A lot of the trash mobs were... Some of the trash is harder than some of the bosses. And if you're on a Fortified week, it's a pain to get through some of these things. You can't mass pull like you could in Legion, and it just doesn't feel as smooth. It feels real clunky. Even when you get up to a 10, you have a new affix that pretty much is just a let's CC one of the ads to slow them down. That's what it feels like to me. I don't know how it feels to you guys, but that's the way it feels to me. Everything about BFA was to slow down the pull rate so we couldn't mass pull, we couldn't mass AoE, and I guess that's understandable. MDI got really popular, so I'm sure they saw these mass pulls and they were like, no, this isn't what we designed this for. Some of the trash was just not being dealt with the way they wanted the players to deal with it, instead of just pulling 3 hard packs and then having a a warrior pop his cooldowns and just Ravager and just kill everything. Now it's all right. We can't pull these 2 groups together, because if we do, we're definitely gonna die. And I hate that. I wish it was just a fast-paced style. And yes, there are some people that have really, really good gear, or you have the best players in the world that are still able to pull maybe 3 packs, and that's fine. But for a majority of the player base, it's very hard now. I think the dungeons, for content-wise, for Mythic Plus, I just think they're too hard. I think a lot of the trash shouldn't have one-shot mechanics and things. I think that it should just be, I don't know. I'm not a game developer. It's just my opinion that in Legion it felt fast-paced, and in BFA it just felt slow-paced. It doesn't intrigue me anymore. I think this was the first week that I've done a Mythic Plus in probably a month, and I was most excited for Mythic Plus. So that kind of shows where I think a lot of the player base is actually at also. One other thing that I was a little disappointed in was the fact that they didn't improve Mythic Plus at all. I was hoping, I guess, that they would see how great of a thing Mythic Plus was, and there's so many great things that you can do. I still dislike that we actually have to go to a Raider IO to actually, and download the add-on to actually see someone's score. I don't understand why we don't have an in-game system that actually ranks your dungeons, right? If you did a 2, you get this many points. If you did a 3, you get this many points. And at the end of the season, whatever seasons that we're trying to have, we get rewards. Like, where's the rewards? Give us a reward system. If, I'm never going to get any of the rewards. I'm not that great. There's players out there that would just kill me in Mythic Plus. But if there was a reward system, I would try more. Even though I would never get the top end rewards, it's something that I see from the bottom, and I'm like, all right, I wish I was at the top. And I try to climb that ladder. Yeah, I'll never get there, but guess what? It's going to keep me playing Mythic Plus. So I think there was a lot of things that they could have done with that too. So Mythic Plus overall, in my eyes, it was just a fail. I think they missed out on a lot of things they could have done with the system. That's just my opinion. Everybody else has their own opinions. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys have to say. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe a lot of you guys agree with me. Whatever it is, like, favorite, share, subscribe. Do what you need to do. Every like helps the video. Every subscriber to the channel helps me. That's about it. All right, guys. Have fun, and maybe Mythic Plus will be fixed in the next expansion.